After the age of 50, many people notice a change that seems almost impossible to avoid. Even if their weight has not changed dramatically, fat begins to accumulate around the abdomen. Pants feel tighter around the waist. The stomach becomes softer, and the body shape that once felt stable begins to shift. This change can be frustrating, especially for people who feel that their diet and lifestyle have not changed very much. But the appearance of belly fat after 50 is not random. It is the result of several biological shifts that happen gradually over time. One of the most important changes involves metabolism. As the body ages, metabolic rate tends to slow. This means the body burns slightly fewer calories throughout the day than it once did. Muscle mass plays a large role in this process. Muscle tissue is metabolically active, meaning it burns energy even at rest. After 50, muscle mass often declines unless it is intentionally maintained. When muscle decreases, the body's resting calorie expenditure also decreases. Even small changes in metabolism can gradually lead to fat accumulation over months and years. Hormonal changes also influence where fat is stored. In women, estrogen levels decline during and after menopause. Estrogen helps regulate how the body distributes fat, and when levels fall, fat storage patterns often shift toward the abdominal area. In men, gradual changes in testosterone can also influence body composition. Lower testosterone levels are associated with increased fat mass and reduced lean muscle. These hormonal transitions do not happen overnight, but their effects become more noticeable during midlife and beyond. Another factor is insulin sensitivity. As people age, the body may become slightly less efficient at using insulin to move glucose from the bloodstream into cells. When insulin sensitivity decreases, the body is more likely to store excess energy as fat, particularly in the abdominal region. Visceral fat, the fat stored deep around internal organs, behaves differently than fat stored under the skin. It is metabolically active and can release inflammatory signals that influence overall health. Lifestyle patterns also play a role. Many adults become less physically active over time due to work schedules, joint discomfort, or simply changes in daily routines. Even subtle reductions in movement can influence calorie balance. Sitting for long periods reduces muscle activity and lowers overall energy expenditure. Sleep patterns may change as well. Short or fragmented sleep affects hormones that regulate hunger and fullness. When sleep quality declines, appetite-regulating hormones such as ghrelin and leptin can become less balanced, increasing the likelihood of overeating. Chronic stress is another contributor. Stress activates the release of cortisol, a hormone that influences energy metabolism and fat storage. Elevated cortisol levels over long periods can promote fat accumulation in the abdominal area. This is one reason why stress and weight gain are often linked. Importantly, belly fat after 50 is not simply about appearance. Visceral fat can influence cardiovascular health, metabolic function, and inflammatory processes. However, the presence of belly fat does not mean change is impossible. The body remains adaptable even later in life. Understanding the biological reasons behind these changes can make it easier to respond with effective strategies rather than frustration. The body is not suddenly malfunctioning after 50. It is responding to shifts in hormones, metabolism, muscle mass, and lifestyle patterns that accumulate over time. If belly fat appears after 50 for understandable biological reasons, the next question is what can be done to manage it. One of the most effective strategies involves preserving and building muscle mass. Resistance training helps stimulate muscle protein synthesis and supports metabolic rate. When muscle mass increases, the body burns more energy even at rest. This does not require extreme workouts. Simple strength exercises performed consistently 2 or 3 times per week can make a meaningful difference over time. Movement throughout the day also matters. Walking, standing, and general physical activity help maintain energy expenditure and reduce the metabolic effects of prolonged sitting. Even small habits, such as short walks after meals, can support blood sugar stability and improve metabolic efficiency. Nutrition patterns influence abdominal fat as well. Diets that emphasize whole foods, fiber-rich vegetables, lean proteins, healthy fats, and minimally processed carbohydrates support stable blood sugar levels. Highly refined sugars and ultra-processed foods can contribute to rapid spikes in glucose and insulin, increasing the likelihood of fat storage. Protein intake becomes particularly important after 50. Adequate protein supports muscle maintenance and helps regulate appetite by increasing feelings of fullness. Distributing protein intake across meals can support muscle repair and metabolic balance throughout the day. Sleep quality also deserves attention. Consistent sleep schedules, limited late-night screen exposure, and a calming evening routine can improve sleep depth and hormonal balance. Better sleep supports metabolic regulation and appetite control. Stress management can influence abdominal fat accumulation as well. Practices such as walking outdoors, breathing exercises, mindfulness, or relaxation techniques can help regulate cortisol levels and reduce chronic stress responses. Hydration plays a smaller but still meaningful role. Adequate fluid intake supports metabolic processes and may help regulate appetite signals. In addition, maintaining cardiovascular fitness supports fat metabolism and improves overall metabolic health. Activities such as brisk walking, cycling, or swimming enhance circulation and increase the body's ability to utilize stored energy. It is also important to approach body changes with patience. Abdominal fat that develop gradually over years will not disappear instantly. Sustainable habits tend to produce gradual improvements rather than rapid transformations. The goal after 50 is not extreme weight loss. It is metabolic health, functional strength, and long-term stability. Even modest reductions in abdominal fat can improve blood pressure, blood sugar control, and cardiovascular markers. The body retains the ability to adapt throughout life. When daily habits support muscle maintenance, metabolic balance, sleep quality, and stress regulation, the body often responds with improved composition and energy levels. Belly fat after 50 is common, but it is not inevitable or irreversible. The body continues to respond to consistent signals. When those signals encourage movement, nourishment, and recovery, change remains possible.